this evening. This evening, residents of Parfitt Harmony says crime is out of control in their community. Woman charged with burning a child with an iron. Guyanese investors look to build an oil refinery in Linden. In the region, Venezuelan government deploys troops to local markets to fight what they describe as an economic war. And internationally, U.S. First Lady Melania Trump receives harsh criticism over an insensitive jacket.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Rival Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Today is Friday, June 22nd, 2018, and this edition of Headline News is now being streamed live on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. I am Bibi Baka, sitting in for George Gonzalez. Thank you for joining us. Guyana's soon-to-be-established interreligious television channel has established its board of directors. Wendell Jeffrey was there and filed this report.
Yesterday, the Guyana Interreligious Television Station, GIR-TV, elected their new executives as they move forward with plans to establish Guyana's first interfaith television station. Re-elected chairman of the GIR-TV, Pastor Ronald McGarrell, said that the station will be good for Guyana.
I think that this is an ideal initiative for Guyana. As we work towards bringing our people closer, we can get all the religions working together, the denominations working together, so that we can make this country a most beautiful place for all our people to live.
The television station has been long in coming to fruition due to several factors, including the recompilation of the board. The board is made up of 16 members, 4 Christians, 4 Hindus, 4 Muslims, and 4 persons representing the other religions. Secretary of the GIR-TV, Jennifer Dior, said that she will work at moving the organization forward.
As the Baha'i representative on the organization, I would be happy to make the contribution to see the project that we have been charged with since 2003 get off the ground.
One of the Muslim representatives was elected as the treasurer. Shamina Hanif Najab said that she believes that the station will be good for religious harmony in Guyana.
I'm pleased to be a part of the board as a representative of the Central Islamic Organization of Guyana. I'm happy to know that a project like this is happening in Guyana, since I feel, and I definitely think, it will bridge the gap between religion.
The parent of the GIR-TV is the Interreligious Organization, the IRO. The IRO received funding for the TV station under the last administration. Pastor McGarrell says that he hopes that the station would be ready by year's end or early next year.
I would like to get as far as possible if we can finish this, get it concluded by this year. If not by this year, early next year. But let us work for this year. I'll try my best.
For Channel 2 Headline News, Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. The Ministry of Public Telecommunications has built 2 new ICT hubs. Shamar Allen tells us more in this report.
Residents of Cane Grove, Demerara Mahaica Region 4 and Cumberland East Berbice Quarantine Region 6 benefited from Information, Communication and Technology ICT hubs opened by Minister of Public Telecommunication Catherine Hughes. During the opening of the hubs, Minister Hughes called on teachers, students and parents to utilize this opportunity. She also mentioned that students of the public school can access textbooks needed on the laptops. The ICT hub in Cane Grove housed 14 laptops, while in Cumberland Berbice housed 20 laptops. For Headline News, Shamar Allen.
Thanks, Shamar. Former President and Opposition Leader Barra Jagdeo has often expressed concerns over the coalition government's handling of large-scale projects. Yesterday, he expressed his feelings on the proposed new Demerara Harbor Bridge. Wendell Jeffrey has more.
You can't leave the contractors to determine the future of this project. That there was no money in the budget, so no funding for the bridge, to build the bridge. We are not getting a grant, free money from anywhere to build the bridge. They were not taking a loan from anyone to build the bridge. So where will the financing come from? If you're not using it...
Former President Barra Jagdeo is very concerned that the next planned major investment by the Guyana government, the bridge across the Demerara River, could end up as a major financial disaster. Jagdeo lamented yesterday at his press conference, and indeed he has lamented many times before, that the Granger administration, particularly Ministers Patterson and Jordan, are clueless as to what they are doing.
They operate like, you're playing like marbles. This is with these big projects.
Jagdeo has this question for Ministers Jordan and Patterson.
How do you plan to finance the bridge?
Jagdeo then compared the steps which his government took in the construction of his flagship Berbice Bridge.
Prospectus was developed and made public. Clear instructions to the bidders as to the type of the bridge. We passed legislation to support a public-private partnership.
Former President Jagdeo said that the Demerara Bridge will have huge financial implications for Guyana and should be managed very carefully.
You're going for a 4-lane bridge. We don't have a problem with that 4-lane fixed bridge. But the feasibility study said only a 3-lane crossing would be feasible. You're building a bridge that's not feasible because they discounted the 4-lane in the feasibility study.
Given his very well documented concerns about the possibility that the multi-billion-dollar bridge investment by this government might fail, Channel 2 Headline News asked the opposition leader if he had any tips for the Granger administration, given the fact that he presided over a huge investment failure in the form of the scaled-down sugar factory.
I don't have tips. They have all the tips, trafficking in persons. But they have all that on their side. But I can say, no tips on their side. But will there be a public-private partnership? Well, and if so, from what source will the public funds come? If you're going to borrow, at what interest rate are we going to borrow at? Can we get some grants to offset some parts of the cost of the bridge, etc.? Let me say to you, Wendell, what I'm saying is nothing beats preparation.
For Channel 2 Headline News, Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Don't go away. Coming up after the break, residents of Parfitt Harmony plead for police protection, and Guyanese investors look to build an oil refinery in Linden. But first, here is today's foreign currency exchange rates.
For the latest in news from Guyana, the region, and beyond, visit our website, headlinenewsguyana.com.
The Big King you love just chickened out. Introducing the new Chicken Big King with 2 crispy chicken patties and our signature King sauce. The new Chicken Big King, now part of our Burger King favorites. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
You know, I'm tired telling you. Stop thief electricity. Shh. Don't shush me. You're gonna kill yourself and burn down people out. Stop, I'm telling you. Stop. This man don't hear you know. Hiya go. Look, I fed up with this stupidness, eh? I gonna fix this one here once and for all. Hello, GPL? Here now, I got a big problem wrong here. They got this chap who continuing to do it. Alright, Skipper, you are under arrest for stealing the electricity.
How we gonna live now?
People, stealing electricity is dangerous to life and property, and it is also against the law.
Welcome back. Following the discovery of oil in Guyana's waters, persons began to research the feasibility of building a refinery. The government's personal oil expert, Jan Mangal, says it is not possible. However, several Guyanese investors believe that it is, and they are ready to put up big money to prove it. Here's Shamar Allen.
Plans are moving ahead to build a modular oil refinery in Linden to produce fuel and building a sustainable economy for Guyanese. Operations Director of the locally registered company Guy Energy, Steve Rohan, said the plan is to basically start construction at the end of this year and through the next year so that the refinery is ready for operation early 2020 to the first oil. Rohan is responsible for environmental risk and impact assessment, acquiring permits, and other technical evaluations, including ground conditions. The cost for building the modular refinery in Guyana is just under $100 million. Rohan said the feasibility study and business plan are currently in progress. Guy Energy also said that the following government's letter of no obligation tender for plant and equipment supplies have already begun, even as funding the meeting with investors are continuing. The company adds that it has already received expression of interest from the state-owned Guy Oil Company. Reporting for Headline News, Shamar Allen.
Thanks, Shamar. Indigenous communities who surrendered their unlicensed guns are set to get weapons back by July. Esther Sobers has more in this report.
According to DPI, villagers of the indigenous communities in Region 7, Kayuni Mazaruni, will receive their firearms and license at the end of July, according to the Minister of Indigenous Peoples Affairs, Sidney Alicock. In April of this year, a team headed by the Public Security Minister, Kemraj Ramjitan, and Minister Alicock was set up to make the delivery to several communities. However, due to the inclement weather, the trip was cancelled. Minister Alicock said the postponement did not happen by accident because just to take in the license or permit without the firearm was not the best thing to do, but we wanted to satisfy the persons there. This gave the ministry an opportunity to get access to more firearms for residents and for them to gather up their money. While a total of 140 firearms were received from Region 7 Indigenous People Village during the amnesty of 2015, only 9 of which were servable and were being returned to the respective owners. Members of the indigenous communities back in 2015 had participated in the Ministry of Public Security Gun Amnesty Program. They were required to hand over their unlicensed firearms, and the ministry's plan was to regularize the system to allow for each firearm holder to be licensed. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. George Gonzalez brings us the court cases coming out of the Georgetown's Magistrates Court today.
On Friday, 45-year-old Natasha Singh appeared before the Georgetown Magistrates Court. Singh was charged for obtaining ransom money. It is alleged that on June 18th in Georgetown, she demanded $200,000 from Muhammad Youssef with intent to steal as a means of ransom money. Singh denied the charge and was placed on $60,000 bail. She was ordered to return to court on July 20th. 42-year-old Nicole Rosemary appeared before the Georgetown Magistrates Court as well. Rosemary was released on bail after being charged with inflicting grievous bodily harm on a small child that was left in her care. The charge alleges that the incident occurred between June 1st and 14th at Bent Street, Work-in-Rust. While the child was left in Rosemary's care, the 6-year-old was playing with an iron. Rosemary then allegedly took the iron and pressed it against the child's arm, causing major injuries. Rosemary pleaded not guilty. She was released on $100,000 bail, but under the conditions that Rosemary reports to the Albertown Police Station every Monday at 9 a.m. and lodges her passport until the completion of her trial. She is expected to return to court on July 20th, 2018. 21-year-old Newton Chapman of Charleston, Georgetown, was released on $70,000 bail after appearing before Magistrate Leron Daly charged with simple larceny. It is alleged that Chapman, on June 19th at Dury Lane in Campbellville, stole an Apple iPhone valued at $200,000, property of Juliana Rodriguez. He denied this charge, and Magistrate Daly ordered him to return to court on July 20th. And finally, Denzel Adams was remanded to prison after being slapped with a motorcycle theft charge. It is alleged that between June 14th and 15th in Campbellville, Georgetown, he stole one Honda XR motorcycle valued at $435,000. The bike was property of Julius Brown. Adams denied the charge, but according to the prosecution, he was convicted by Magistrate Leron Daly in 2016 for a similar offense. Adams is known to the police, and the motorcycle in question was found in his possession. Adams will return to court on July 20th. Channel 2 Headline News, George Gonzalez.
Thanks, George. A possible crime wave has swept through Parfitt Harmony, with some shops having been robbed multiple times. Months ago, Minister of Public Security Kemraj Ramjitan had promised the construction of a full-service police station for the community slated for next year. However, for the shop owners who fear another violent attack, a year feels like an unbearably long time to wait. Here is Esther Sobers.
Parfitt Harmony is French for perfect harmony. Unfortunately for many, the residents of this West Bank Demerara community, life is anything but perfect.
If you don't watch yourself and get to know each and every individual that comes in this store, bad things will happen to you.
According to some, the crime situation has run rampant in the community for years. In fact, some persons are contemplating to move into a better neighborhood. Worse yet, the crime statistics of the community do not adequately reflect the situation, as some don't see the point of filing a police report. But the most recent high-profile crime, the murder and robbery of popular businessman Ron Mansfield, has caused villagers and some business owners calling for more security in the community.
There's no police station, no police outpost there, and constantly people are getting robbed. The closest police station is at Baggerville. And it takes at least 10 to 15 minutes to reach certain places in Parfitt Harmony.
And you think because there's no police station, it gives bandits an opportunity?
Exactly, and a lot of persons living in that community come from different parts of Georgetown. Good walks, bad walks. Some persons come from some really dysfunctional neighborhood with the same dysfunctional behavior, and they're practicing the same thing. But there's nothing there to control their behavior. There's no law enforcement there to control their behavior.
Many concerns have been raised in the past for more security, since Parfitt currently has no police station. However, plans are already in place to have a police station erected.
The robbing is one thing, but the killing is something else. And like maybe every week people get robbed in there. At one time, the people used to be getting robbed a lot on the bridge. And the same bridge here, people used to be getting robbed on the bridge a lot. And I see like it calm down now, but with no street lights now, we're even more worried. because we don't have street lights anymore.
Almost everyone that spoke to this newscast has known of someone that was a victim of a robbery or a victim themselves. One businesswoman, Simone Jack, who has applied for a firearm almost 2 years ago, is frustrated that she's still awaiting approval. Security being a major priority, Jack has ensured that she secure her business premises from burglars, as shoppers are not allowed to loiter, as the businesswoman has a sign erected on the gate written, "No limers."
I don't want nobody liming, and I do not sell like bamboo and those things because those things encourage them to lime. They would roll up the weed and they would sit down and they would smoke it, and you don't know who is who when they get high. We one time had this vigilante, but now there's nobody doing that, right? So I'm happy that, well, Channel 2 could be here and we could be heard. All business people need to speak out.
A store clerk of a well-known supermarket called Jesus Restored Supercenter is deeply concerned about the crime situation in the community, highlighting that the supermarket has been robbed 4 times.
There seems to be becoming a place that criminals seems to be lying all over, front, back, left, and right. We've been robbed 4 times at these locations in the past 2 years. It seems to me, based on the time that they come in, they usually come between the hours of 2 o'clock in the morning when no one's around, or if they're looking at a particular individual, it would be between the hours of 8 o'clock and 11 o'clock.
Harding, who is quite vigilant in his community, said that the police only patrol the community at 8 p.m.
Based on the research that I did, Guyana Police Force was awarded vehicles last year. Now, where are those vehicles? Based on the vehicles I checked at La Grange Police Station, it didn't make sense. It broke down. And the police officers that have to use that equipment, they have to take the money out of their pocket to put fuel in it.
Robberies are so frequent that Harding said another individual was robbed recently. How often do you hear about robberies in this community?
Often, very often. Only the day before yesterday, a guy got shot in the face. In the face. And yesterday, between the hours of 9:30 and 11 o'clock, I saw the Forest Patrol for this month coming in here.
The residents are calling for a quick intervention into the crime situation. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Don't go away. Coming up after the break, Venezuela sends troops to markets to fight an economic war, and Melania Trump criticized over insensitive jacking. But first, here is this week's bridge retraction schedule.
The Big King you love just chickened out. Introducing the new Chicken Big King with 2 crispy chicken patties and our signature King sauce. The new Chicken Big King, now part of our Burger King favorites. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Mom, what are you doing with GPL on your list?
Child, you forgot I have to pay GPL?
You got time with GPL.
I have to keep these lights on. The customers who think in that manner and refuse to honor their obligation to GPL are obviously not playing their part in ensuring quality service delivery. So, I will continue to pay my GPL bill on time, every time.
I recognize the value of your point, Mom. You were right.
Welcome back. Now here's Esther Sobers with the regional and international headlines of the day.
Venezuela has deployed soldiers to almost 100 food markets throughout the nation. The government claims that the move is to counter an economic war. It says that being waged against it. President Nicolas Maduro argues that sellers were being charged overall for price control items. Venezuela has the highest inflation in the world, and there are severe shortages of basic food items. And internationally, the European Union has introduced a retaliatory tariff to U.S. goods as a top official launched a fresh attack on President Donald Trump's trade policy. The duties of 2.8 billion euros worth of U.S. goods were instituted on Friday. Tariffs have been imposed on products such as bourbon whiskey, motorcycles, and orange juice. European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker said duties imposed by the U.S. on the EU go against all logic and history. And finally, First Lady Melania Trump visited a facility for migrant children in Texas, saying she wants to reunite families. But her visit to the facility for young migrants was thrown into controversy after she was photographed wearing a jacket with the words, "I really don't care. Do you?" as she boarded a plane to Texas. The move follows President Donald Trump's reversal of the controversial family separation policy. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Here is the weather for the week. And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Friday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and our website, headlinenewsguyana.com. You can also tune in Sunday morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast and Monday evening at 7 for more news. For now, I am Bibi Bacchus, signing out from your newscast, saying thank you for welcoming us into your homes and do have a blessed weekend.